Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are really going to get into what it takes to make professional level espresso. You know, the kind you get in a great cafe, but right in your own kitchen or maybe for your small business. We're going to break down the key tech that makes the difference between just good coffee and something truly amazing. So let's jump right in. So let me start by asking something I think we've all felt. You ever do everything right, you get the perfect grind, you measure the dose exactly, and the shot that comes out is just meh? It's honestly one of the biggest frustrations when you're chasing that perfect cup. And it goes way beyond just the shots, doesn't it? It's the whole experience. I mean the deafening roar of a machine that wakes up the entire house. The wild temperature swings that give you a bitter, nasty brew 1 minute and a weak, sour one the next. And oh my gosh, the waiting. You pull this beautiful shot, and then you have to stand there waiting for the machine to get its act together and build up steam. By the time it's finally ready, that gorgeous crema is already gone. These are the little things that just get in the way of coffee perfection. Yeah, you could call it the daily coffee compromise. It's this feeling that you're always having to sacrifice something, whether it's consistency or quiet or just your own time to get a great cup of coffee at home. But what if you didn't have to make those compromises? No, really, just think about that for a second. What if there was a machine that could solve every single one of those problems we just talked about? A machine that gives you power and precision and just rock-solid consistency every single time. Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into. So the first place we have to start, the absolute heart of the solution, is with pressure and sound. And it all comes down to a commercial-grade part that honestly changes the entire game. Okay, so let's put these two head-to-head, because this is where it gets interesting. Most home machines, they use what's called a vibration pump. And you know them when you hear them. They're loud, they rattle, and their pressure can kind of jump all over the place during the shot. That inconsistency is what leads to those uneven, bitter brews. But a commercial rotary pump? It's a whole different world. It operates with just a quiet hum, but more importantly, it delivers silent, completely consistent pressure from the second you start the shot to the second you stop. That steady, unwavering pressure is the secret to getting a rich, balanced flavor and that thick, beautiful crema on top. So to really boil it down, a rotary pump is all about one thing: stability. By giving you that totally consistent water pressure, it makes sure the water flows through the coffee grounds perfectly evenly, pulling out all those amazing flavors you want without any of the bitter stuff you don't. It's really the foundation of a world-class shot of espresso. Okay, so we've solved for pressure. Now let's talk about that other huge variable that can ruin a shot: temperature. And this is where a dual boiler system becomes your best friend. Now, this is just so smart. Instead of having one boiler trying to do two different jobs at once and failing at both, you get two separate boilers, each one a specialist. You have a half-liter boiler that is perfectly sized and heated just for brewing espresso. And then you have a completely separate, larger 1-liter boiler that's only job is to create tons of powerful, consistent steam. This separation is, well, it's everything. So how do you keep those two boilers at their own perfect temperatures? You do it with something called PID temperature control. You can pretty much think of PID as the machine's brain. It is constantly checking the temperature in each boiler and making these tiny little adjustments to keep it exactly where you want it. It totally eliminates those sudden temperature drops that can just wreck a shot. So what does this actually mean for you when you're standing there making a coffee? It means your workflow is completely seamless. You can literally pull your perfectly temperature-stable shot from one boiler while at the exact same time you're creating that silky, velvety microfoam with powerful steam from the other boiler. There is absolutely zero waiting. This is a total game changer for how fast and how well you can make lattes or cappuccinos. All right, so we've conquered pressure, noise, and temperature. But there's one last nagging headache we need to solve: that endless trip back and forth to the sink to fill up the water tank. This is the ultimate convenience, especially if you're making a lot of coffee. You just bypass that little internal tank completely. By plumbing the machine directly into a water source, you get non-stop, uninterrupted operation. It's a true professional setup that lets you focus on your craft, not on chores. You know, when you put all of these features together, that silent rotary pump, the dual boilers with their own PID controllers, the direct water line, you start to realize you're not just looking at an appliance anymore. This is a real investment in your entire coffee experience. So who is this kind of setup really for? Well, it's for the home barista who is just done with compromising and wants absolute perfection in every single cup. It's for the small cafe owner who needs that reliable, consistent, high-quality output day in and day out. Really, it's for any serious coffee lover who's ready to take their whole experience to the next level. And I think this quote just hits the nail on the head. this isn't just about the coffee itself. It's about taking a moment in your day, that ritual, and making it as perfect and enjoyable as it can possibly be. So I'll just leave you with this one last thought. What if you didn't have to cross your fingers and just hope for a good shot anymore? What if that perfect brew you're dreaming of wasn't a compromise, but a guarantee you could count on every single morning? That, right there, is the power of precision. Thanks so much for joining me.